This is no This is no ordinary exchange of fire. It is between nuclear-armed India and Pakistan, the two countries which have gone to war with each other multiple times. This time around, India accuses Pakistan of involvement in the Pahalgam terror attack, whereas Pakistan says that it was a false flag operation carried out by India in the capital, Islamabad, and other parts of the country. We've been speaking to people who say that life carries on as usual despite those threats of a war, and they say that they're against the war, but if that is imposed upon them, they will continue to defend their country.
कि ये जज्बे की बुनियाद पर 1971 की तरह जिस तरह वो 29 किलोमीटर तब उनको पीछे छोड़कर आए थे, अब इंशाल्लाह ये 70 किलोमीटर उन्हें पीछे छोड़कर आएंगे.
Wars are never nice. They're very ugly. They destroy you mentally, physically, and I hope that doesn't happen to us because we'll be going down really bad.
Analysts we've been speaking to here in the capital say the government of India is adamant that it can carry out whatever it wants. They point
Driverless semi-trucks have started running regular long-haul routes in Texas. The semis from the autonomous trucking company Aurora have computers and sensors that can see for more than 4 football fields. The company is starting out with a single self-driving truck and plans to add more by the end of the year.
On this channel, my job is to keep my people updated because at first I thought there was a plan about these driverless semi-trucks doing long-haul trips for the first time. But in the words of Craig, name one person in the hood that play like that. As a truck driver, I have to let y'all know that the world is changing right before our eyes, but your job won't tell you that. And I keep telling y'all over and over and over again, these trucking companies don't give a damn about you. To them, you are just a number they can easily replace. I did so many stories of black truck drivers that was murdered inside a truck. And guess what the companies do? Instead of them helping the cops, solve what happened, they just come get their trucks, they put a new driver in it, and they act like it never happened before. I told y'all the game is cold. So you must have the same attitude when it comes to these companies. Don't put your life on the line to deliver freight. Don't take disrespect. Don't think you have to kiss ass just to keep your job, because you have to think about this. When it's time to lay you off because they want to save money and they want to make big profit, they'll lay you off with no warning. Tell me I'm lying. And then have the audacity to give you a raise so months later they can just lay you off with no warning. I'm telling you, it's a whole setup. Run the tape.
Now
We're going to turn to UPS announcing layoffs for 20,000 workers and the closing of some facilities. Rebecca Jarvis is back with the big picture. Good morning again, Rebecca.
Yeah, nice to see you, Michael. And these are big job cuts coming to UPS. The company announcing that they will lay off those 20,000 workers and close a number of facilities as it dramatically reduces shipments of Amazon packages, something that's been in the works for quite some time. Like so many companies recently, though, UPS also saying it won't be able to forecast future guidance given the current macroeconomic uncertainty with tariffs. Railroad companies, trucking, airline, and shipping companies have all felt significant slowdowns recently, with U.S. companies effectively sitting on their hands waiting to see how long and how impactful President Trump's tariffs will be on their businesses. Shippers experienced this surge in traffic early in the year as U.S. businesses raced to get ahead of the tariffs and stockpile merchandise and supplies. And now we have this ongoing uncertainty. The more of it that we see, the longer it lasts, the more concerned economists are that it will lead to further job cuts at all sorts of companies. Robin.
Okay, and we're going to have more from you in just a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, Rebecca.
And I told y'all, all these people on the same team, and they want you lost in the sauce. They don't want you to know that they, for the first time, they did a long haul trip with a driverless semi truck. They don't want you to know that. They want you lost in all these distractions. That's why all
later. This is your warning. Share.
We're about to have a big supply chain crisis. There are going to be empty shelves all across America.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, if we don't have food on these shelves in 2 weeks, it's not going to be good.
Seattle shipping port is empty. So is LA. It looks like that's the three main shipping ports on the West Coast. They are no longer getting international shipments. The last one is scheduled for tomorrow. This is going to have huge implications for our economy really quickly and also long term. We are probably going to face one of the biggest economic recessions we've seen in probably over a century. This is going to be really bad, especially with all of the migrant labor that we rely on now being gone. If farms can't harvest, if people can't ship things in and out, if truck drivers can't pick up deliveries, our entire system crashes. We are going to see food shortages, empty shelves, job losses, and even higher inflation with all these tariffs. It's going to be pretty crazy. In like 3 to 6 months, we're really going to start feeling this really hard as the harvest isn't being harvested, as retail stores aren't having any inventory and go out of business. This is going to affect mostly middle class, lower class Americans. Rents are going to go up even more. Mortgages are going to go up. It's going to get harder to get loans. And we are going to see huge layoffs. It's time to start channeling your grandma who survived the Great Depression. Start your garden. Start learning canning. Buy a bidet, switch from paper to cloth products, shop locally. This is probably going to be a lot worse than what we saw during COVID. And the fucked up thing is the people at the top with all the money aren't going to be hurt by this. It's going to be us. And while everything is skyrocketing in price and while everything is crumbling apart, they're going to snatch up all these stocks as they plummet, so they can buy super low and get even more money in the future. They are manufacturing an economic crisis that will hurt middle class and lower class Americans the hardest while they boost their fortunes. There is so much manufacturing of an economic crisis. This is all avoidable. But yet, here we are.
Tariff shortage.
Driverless semi-trucks have started running regular long-haul routes.
Red light will come on the inside of your or self-drive 8:11 a.m. Y'all, the world is more self-reliant. They don't want you to know that. They want you lost in all these distractions. That's why I always say, in my opinion, it's time for us to be more self-reliant. But we'll get to that later on in this video. In the meantime, let's get into this article because I told y'all the world is changing right before our eyes. If you don't adjust, you will be left behind. And this